Connecting a bank account. When doing the books for a business, it's important all the transactions are included in QuickBooks Online. There are two ways to get a client's transactions into QuickBooks Online. One, by connecting the client's bank accounts into QuickBooks Online, or two, by downloading the transactions from the bank and then importing the transactions manually. In this section, we'll look at how to connect a bank account into QuickBooks Online. To connect the bank account to QuickBooks Online, Carol will work with Damien, as Damien will need to input his own banking information. Information Carol doesn't have and shouldn't have access to, as in his internet banking details. To enable this, Carol has organised a Zoom call with Damien and will guide him through the process. Let's connect Eastbank Direct Feed. Carol instructs Damien to select Banking from the navigation bar. Then this takes him to select Banking as the sub-menu. And then here we have Link Your Accounts to get organised automatically. We can choose the Upload transaction, but we want Damien to select Connect Account. Damien selects the bank that he wants to connect to. And please note that each bank will vary with their own instructions. So just follow the instructions that the bank gives you for the direct bank feeds. Now, please note there are two bank feed options available depending on the banking institution: a standard feed or a direct feed. A standard bank feed uses technology that can securely capture bank transaction data and import it almost immediately into QuickBooks Online. The majority of banks provide a standard feed. A direct bank feed delivers the most secure, reliable and accurate outcome. However, requires the completion of additional steps and may take a few days before the transactions appear in QBO. You'll see Get Direct Bank Feeds at the bottom of the sign-in screen for those banks that offer direct feeds. Let's just quickly go into the National Bank, and you can see that this is the standard feed that all Damien needs to do is add in his NAB ID for the internet banking and his password. However, to get a more secure bank feed happening for his QuickBooks file, he should choose Get Direct Bank Feeds. And you can see that each bank, as I mentioned, will give you different directions. So please do note what the bank needs you to do and follow the directions. But for this instance, what we're going to do is we're just going to go back, connect that account for Damien, and we'll be back in a moment. Now, once Damien connected his bank, all we need to do is actually map it to the correct bank in our account. So please make sure that you are mapping it to the correct bank. And in this case, it's Eastbank Business Account. Now, how far back do you want your transactions coming in from? This is the next choice that you need to make. In this case, we'll keep it at this year, 1st of July 2022. You can see you've got various dates you can choose from, or you can customise the date that you want all the transactions to come into your QuickBooks Online file directly from the bank. Let's click Connect. All set, you're connected and ready to go. And you can see automatically, this is where we now have set up Eastbank Business Account. So now Carol thanks Damien for his time, finishes her Zoom session, and she goes on to the rest of completing the setup for Damien's file. Now that she's successfully set up the direct bank feed with Damien and bank transactions are now flowing into QuickBooks Online, these transactions will appear in the For Review section, and we'll take a look at the banking area in greater detail in Module 3. To complete the setup of Zippy Electrical and Data Services, Carol needs to import transactions from another bank, Better Credit Union.